Investments into China is falling off a cliff. Foreign direct investment into the country dropped by $168 billion last year, hitting its lowest point in the past 3 decades. That number was released by the Chinese state agency overseeing the country's foreign exchange market. Meanwhile, Chinese firms have been moving their own money overseas, with Chinese investors sending over $170 billion abroad. A recent survey showed almost half of Japanese firms in China said they would cut back on investing in the country, a notable shift given that Japanese companies used to be the single largest source of foreign investment in China. Instead, Japanese companies appear to be shifting their focus to the US, with new investments by Japanese firms hitting a record $75 billion last year. Zooming out, the overall economic situation in China is still getting worse. According to the country's central bank, the People's Bank of China said in a report that weak domestic spending remains a problem. Plus, the real estate sector, one of the engines that used to fire up China's economy, is still in turmoil. And with corporate transactions drying up, a number of U.S. law firms have shrunk their China presence, closing down offices, among them Skadden, Perkins Coie, and Latham Watkins. In the tech sector, Apple also lost its status as the largest smartphone seller inside China, with its sales plunging 25% in the last quarter of 2024. Foreign automakers are also having a hard time. This January, Porsche said its sales inside China dropped by 28% last year. For BMW, it was a 13% drop. As for what's behind those numbers, Beijing expanded the definition of its espionage in 2023 without clearly defining it. Violating it carries the risk of heavy punishment, including possible life in prison. It raises concerns for foreign companies, with many now fearing that normal business activities could be considered criminal acts.